gotta get out in nature sometimes. Really connect to shit that's actually connected. Because of all these Wi-Fi signals, the 5G that they're building right now. 5G, increased signals going through the air, which means that your thought signals will be blocked. So sometimes you just gotta connect with the tree. This is Infinite Steve. Just with a quick self-awareness message. Connect back to the trees. Not just these trees, any type of trees, medicinals, herbals. I believe in scripture, it was said that, and then God put his trees and all of its fruits for us to feed on. So sometimes it's that simple. One thing I've recognized within today and within just the energy in general for this week is that we're disconnected from ourselves, but not from our physical self, because what it seems like, we're all the way in the physical. We're all the way in the physical. So what happens, so what it is we're actually spiritually disconnected. So instead of me just telling you what it is to do, I thought, why not show you? Connect to the trees. Right now, this is giving oxygen to this entire neighborhood. This one tree is giving oxygen to the entire neighborhood. And the simple fact that we don't connect back to what's giving us life, to me, doesn't make sense. Connect back to the tree, self-awareness. Become aware that the only thing that exists right now is really this breath of life that I'm receiving from this tree. And when I say this tree is powering this whole neighborhood right now, what I mean is deep within these roots, this tree is connected to all other trees. So if we wish to thrive, look at the fucking trees. We gotta connect to all of ourselves. Everyone that's within alignment with our purpose. Again, going back to self-awareness. Everyone that's in alignment with our purpose, we must connect with them so we'll flourish and we'll give life like a tree. All the essences revert back to nature. Everything is in nature. That's why we must nurture ourselves so we can become like nature. This is why a mother nurtures her child, because that's the nature. That's how the baby stays natural, through the mother's nurturing. And I recognize that this earth that we're on, this is our mother, Mother Nature. And if we don't give Mother Nature the respect, she isn't gonna give us the respect. That's it. Learn yourself, self-aware. Become self-aware of what your functionality is, what your role is. I'm not saying everybody has to go in the tree, but at the same token, if this tree is giving you life, why wouldn't you give back to it? It only makes sense to me. With that being said, recognize that your heartbeat, this breath of life, it is the most important thing. Like I said, do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. Everything on the external is a distraction or an illusion or Maya, whatever you wish to call it. Do not get distracted. This breath of life is what's really extremely important, because without that breath of life, there would be no. So as long as I keep breathing, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this universe. I'm thankful for this life. I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful for the abundance. I give thanks. Let me give it back as well. I give thanks to you for assisting me and shooting this. I give thanks to the sun for giving me light. I give thanks to the people that surrounded me, giving me love. I give thanks to the abundance that I have received. I'm grateful for the light, for the position that I'm in right now. I'm grateful for what's about to come right now. I mean, can you see it? Can you see what's about to come right now? It's like literally happening right now. So if you can't see it, the best bet would be to maybe take a step back. The only time we cannot see something is when we're looking at it from face front. So if you cannot see what's happening right now, take a step back, because it is happening. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. It is. Just take a step back and listen. You see, the more that we listen, the more we're able to tune in. You feel me? The more that we listen, the more we're able to tune in. And if we're not tuned in, if we're not tuned in, that means we're resonating on a frequency that really may not be the same as our higher internal selves. When we say higher selves, we really mean internal selves. Know thyself. It was that simple. It is that simple. Know thyself. The only thing still standing, that's been standing the test of time, is beat Father Time and it's beat Mother Nature. The only structures, the pyramids, the ancient structures, all of them said know thyself. self, because again, it goes back to yourself. Your CELLF, yourself. You are cells operating within another cell. So what frequency are you vibrating on? Can you tell me? What direction are you traveling in? Do you know? Yeah, I guess I'm always connected. So usually I have my shoes off. But yeah, like you were saying in the Family Guy episode where Lois, she decided to get rid of everything that didn't make her happy, and throughout the episode you saw her getting rid of every single thing inside of her house until it was just white, you know, like essentially if you study near-death experiences, which I have studied near-death experiences and I've also experienced a near-death experience, you typically go to a space once you pass away from this realm. You go to a space that's all white. Lois, in the Family Guy episode, she made a decision. She made a decision to get rid of everything that didn't serve her happiness. So as she started doing that, you saw throughout the episode that she got rid of everything inside of her house. So by the end of the episode, literally her house was just all white. And one thing that I've observed is that once you pass on this realm, you enter that space that's all white. So that's like so deep, that's all symbolic. Once you get rid of all the things that's inside of your house, really, if you look at everything that's inside of your house, ask yourself, do I really need this? You know, it's a lot of things that we're surrounded by that we actually don't really need.
Yeah.
They're just there, and we try to tap into them when we seek pleasure. You know, whether that be food, whether that be another person, whether that be a video game. So it's like that white space that's that nothing space where it's nothing but you. And that's what I want everybody to understand, is the self-awareness. You need to have self-awareness about yourself, because once you know yourself, you know exactly how much you can execute every single day. You know, it goes back to that. So dope.
And that's what she was saying, like she was trying to get rid of the clutter in her house and become a minimalist. You know what a minimalist is, right?
Yeah.
So she was just trying to like do that, and then she just kept going overboard to the point where she had nothing. And I mean, you just have to have balance, because there's a lot of people out there that are hoarders and they have their house full of junk and they don't even use half of it. Like in the episode, Stewie had some some ribbons that he had collected from all of the Christmas gifts that he got, and he put it in a box. And so, you know, when you're cleaning up, you find all these miscellaneous things. And he was like, oh, my box of ribbons. I can't get rid of these. I need all these ribbons. The red one and the blue one and the green one. And he was just going on. And, you know, there's something that you don't need. You can throw that away. You don't need to save all the ribbons because you will never use them. So yeah, you just have to have balance.
So yes, declutter yourself. And also the house is also a representation of her mental space.
Exactly.
So all the stuff in your house, that's all the stuff on your mind. Once you clear your mind, you enter that space, that nothingness space, where it's like really the only thing that's in existence is you. So whenever I preach that, that's what I mean. Clear your mind. Whatever like you have to do to clear your mind, recognize that once you get to that space, you are the only thing in existence. Everything else is cluttered. You know, it's external signal, external stimuli. You know, internalize that stimulation so you can be in the synchronization. Internalize the stimulation so you can be within the synchronization.
And let me say something. Finally, there was an aspect of it where it's important to sterilize your spirit as well. So we talked about physical, we talked about mental, and also spiritually. You need to cleanse yourself and get rid of all of the bad chi, of all of the bad energy, whether by doing Tai Chi, yoga, you know, energy healing, Reiki, meditation. You need to know how to push away negative energy and move with the force of positive energy, and just let yourself flow in tandem with peace and harmony.
I'm gonna shoot 5 of us are doing it. $100 a week can put you in front of about 10,000 new people. So if we all do that,
Sounds like you have a plan.
it's 10 years out. It's like a major thing.
No, that could happen in like a year or two.
No, I'm just saying that. Oh no, that's like now. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about I have a plan for over 10 years. You know, just as Steve is out. You know, big stuff. We talking about to where we have actual power, actual control, actual little cities and environments. You know, you can have $100 million project, and if it's like a factory making something that is resourceful for America, the government will fund that $100 million project. Then you can hire all like felons, and then because you're hiring felons and helping them, they'll fund you to build apartments, and then you can put restaurants in cities, and you know. But it's just big things. So all of this is just leading up to the big things. Because if we're influencers and we have our hands in different things, you know, since we're each in our own lane, even if we were together on some things, we're actually influencers. So even it's not about social media, but it is in today's time. So imagine if we each have like 100,000 followers, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 followers, and we're working together still, and we're using each other's resources to build how we want to build. And he has a property, and I can invest 20, 30, 40, 50 bands into that property, and then we take that, you know what I'm saying? And we actually have a real corporation that we're operating under, like a conglomerate company.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like a conglomerate. Yeah, that's the name of the mastermind that I want to have. It's called the Conglomerate.
Yeah.
Because it's just bringing everybody together. But, you know, a mastermind, sort of to say, so it's like, you know, we all have our different fields that we are specialized in, but at the same time, we all collectively work together. So it's like everything is in-house, every project and every creation is in-house.
Right. You know, all of those acts, like we can do the same thing, have our own, you know, recording.
Yeah, so we gotta
in-house-
sit down and be like, okay, like who are the artists? Who is the artist that's the front line? Okay, what's coming after that? Just like right now, how we setting up the IML with the trees, and like, okay, I'm joining IML, and then after that, I'm gonna have my 3, and then each of my 3, they're gonna have them 3. It's the same thing with the music. Who is that first person? Who is that the first person's first trio? And who are those people trio? So it's like we gotta know who we're pushing first. You know, you can all put the energy into one pot, into one water, so that cup can overflow. And when that cup overflows, then everybody who's like the next, the closest, their cup is gonna start overflowing.
Yeah.
So we gotta like be organizing these events centered around these first three individuals. Like, who are the first 3? You know, and that's the conversation I was having with you at Sleepy Potato. I'm like, well, obviously you're one of the 3. You know, so it's 3 that we know that are right now that are revealing themselves. Really, y'all already. Y'all prepared for this moment. So it's time for like these events to start happening, so the people know, like, oh, this is who we're listening to. Because of the words that you're saying in the music, you're leading a group of people. That's what all music is. Rappers lead a group of people to a certain direction, and they only lead based upon what they've gone through, what they've experienced, and the knowledge that they have. And because y'all have like the divine knowledge, y'all the ones leading really this group of people, and the ones under that, like, to a specific direction. So it's like time to get, you know, behind y'all, and that's in that field for music. Then there's also people like in the same community or tribe that are the leaders in the financial aspect, you know, the business aspect or the political aspect. Then you got the spirituality and the religion. We do have to break down these categories of what we are, you know, so we know, like, okay, like, you know, God do, like, I heard something in there when I was meditating. Somebody came down and was like, yoga is mandatory at 10 a.m. and they didn't say Gadu's name. You know what I'm saying? Gadu is the spiritual yogi. So we gotta know who's what functionality, so that we're really efficient with every move that we do. You know, because we're following like those who have been, we've all been appointed, we've all chosen our positions. So, you know, like, it's not even necessarily about telling people about what their position is. It's just about stepping up in your position. When you step up in your position, people are gonna be forced to step up in their position.
That is so good. That makes me excited, bro. Listen.
Oh, I thought you were jumping.
No. But listen, the fact that you said, think about that. Stepping up in your position will force other people around you to step up to their position, or they just gonna disappear because they're not up to par. But it's like, in my mind, it's like you're rising to the most supreme version of yourself, stepping into your position. Because if your light is shining that bright, others around you the only option is to shine more. because you're being an inspiration to them. And to me, to inspire is to invoke the God in someone else. You know what I'm saying? And allowing that God to, like you said, step in. You're stepping into who you are. So that's like so beautiful because I love that. That's my whole goal, is like to step up into who you are so much that you can really influence people based upon your actions and your spirit and your light. You know? I love it. And organization is so important because, like I said, we need to utilize all this time that we have
All the
on
time.
this existence.
Yeah, all the
like
time.
recording. We be up to 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
What? We can do so much between this time that we up all day. we be up all day.
We have all the time in the world.
We need to be recording. This music could be made.
We could be editing videos. Preparing like,
videos.
okay, what are we dropping this week?
What are we dropping this week?
Like actually like organizing
Whole lineup.
the chain of events.
Yes.
Instead of just allowing shit to happen.
Yes.
Like organize the chain. We can
Bro.
organize this
Yes.
shit.
We got a
this
whole
life
team of
shit, we
people
can
right here.
organize it. It doesn't just have to happen. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
this shit doesn't just have to happen.
We got our own promotion team.
I mean, I feel like we're starting right now.
We already have, because we literally talk almost every day, all of us.
Yeah.
But all of us literally talk every day. Like me and you talk all the time about this. But the fact that, like, we're all talking and shows like we ready to get to it, but everybody's not. It ain't clicking. And it's like they want to understand what's going on, like listening to everybody being like, oh, what they got going on, what they got going on. So like you're not even in the venture, like you're not even sitting back to even let yourself like comprehend. There's so much business going on around you, like you could be involved. But it's like everybody not willing to really sit down and do that shit. They just want to hear what's going on. They don't want to be active with it. They just want to be, here you go. Like, no, bitch, like, do the work. Like, we doing the work already. Like, we sit down making game plans. Like, we're using our time, like y'all said. But everybody's not willing to. Like, he and I literally, like, for a couple hours, like, I'm going through my list. He going through his list, calling us. I'm texting. I'm IGing. I'm FaceTiming. Like, we getting all this shit done to know who's going to be on these calls. I'm pretty sure somebody's sitting here all day not doing fucking anything, not dealing with a book, didn't do nothing but slut. Or just, like, meditation's great too, but you can do like there's so much more for yourself throughout.
Yeah.
I just feel like everybody with it.
I mean, that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna always be people that's gonna watch you do what you do.
And like y'all said, like it takes to like actually see somebody like going so crazy, and that's why everybody keeps saying like with you, like they see it in you because you literally inspire everybody you meet. Like watching you with the phone calls, like them motherfuckers was like, yeah, like off rip, just off the energy you gave them, off of the experience of being around you. So the fact that you have that type of power shows what you can do. And the fact that like literally you've met a lot of us recently and you inspire all of us, like, nigga, I'm your whole assistant. How the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy. And I'm really like telling people like, yeah, I'm an assistant for so-and-so and I'm doing this for Booty Guy, and it's just like shit just falls into place. And I just feel like there's a reason for all this, because I know that I'm not supposed to be working for nobody. So we really need to have this shit going, because
Look, yo.
I'm a Virgo and I just want
You're
way
Virgo.
too much.
You got a Capricorn. I mean, Virgo rising.
No, I'm a Virgo. My moon and sun is Virgo.
And then you got a Capricorn rising.
close.
So you.
I think this right here is gonna be like the ones to really push this thing for real, get it going through our actions, you know. So we're gonna have our energy right, we're gonna meditate, we're gonna be organized, we're gonna brand, but through my biggest thing,
Through our
execution, through your actions. That's my biggest thing, because nothing moves without execution.
Hold on. He's saying my whole brand right now. Bro, I got the whole execution brand, bro, with the logo and the trademark.
Yes.
Bro, I dropped the E because that's the excuses, bro. Drop the E and execute, bro. But we gotta run that play, bro. That's the brand. That's the brand, bro. That's the brand.
Wow.
Drop the E.
I need a break because this is just too much.
It's a lot. I'm gonna cry.
Everybody's so connected.
Okay, let me breathe my energy. Drop the E.
That's crazy how like you did that. You had it so out there. What you doing up here? You making shit. You making people come together.
Drop the E. Yo, I'm about to start. Yo, drop the E and execute. For real, bro.
It's really hard, bro.
That's hard.
Yo.
I've been sitting on that for like 3
I get the
years.
whole X on
We here. All of our ancestors line up first.
like black spill with no license. I was lifeless, I was dead weight, I was trifling. Then my eye twitched, then my hand shook, get my fist balled on my right wrist. Took a risk for us, saw lightning, then they tightened.